Welcome our blood viewers to RTD's News English edition. As usual, we bring to you the major and top highlights of tonight. The head of state inaugurates the Djibouti Technology Park. The 8th Forum of Ideas opens at People's Palace Conference for Stability, Heritage Institute. And on the international scene, Israel kills 20 people in the center of Beirut, Lebanon. Those were the major and top highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our beloved viewers. In a move aimed at promoting technological advancement, President Ismail Omar Guelleh inaugurated our country's technological park. The inauguration of the new data center marks a crucial step in the digital transformation of our country. This new digital infrastructure is the result of a successful partnership between Data Center and Africa Wingo Group, Djibouti's first telecommunications company. This center provides access to all major global fiber optic systems through secure facilities, monitored and managed by network server experts. This technological park in Djibouti mainly consists of 3 infrastructures equipped with the state-of-the-art equipment. The Tier 3 Natural Data Center. A data center provides optimal security and 99% reliability, ensuring continuity of services for businesses and government organizations that rely on digital services. This data center would allow Djibouti to not only maintain critical data for the public and private sectors, but also enhance data security. Cable landing station, a strategic landing point for submarine cables. It facilitates high-speed and stable internet connections with the rest of the world to ensure data transfer. It is important to emphasize that the technological park in Djibouti will host Google's Blue Ramen cable that connects Europe to Asia. This move will greatly enhance data transmission capacity with strategic transmit points and will make Djibouti a global strategic point for telecommunications. Finally, the technology park also houses the Innovation Center, a space dedicated to technological research and development, which allows startups and researchers to collaborate to create digital solutions and stimulate creativity and innovation in various sectors, in particular health, education, and finance. This center will provide startups and young entrepreneurs with the space to develop new technologies, but also access to cutting-edge technological resources and a training and support program. During the official inauguration, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, visited various key facilities of the Technology Park. A technology park is a term that refers to a technological complex or zone that aims to promote innovation and technological development and encourages startup companies and institutions in the field of technology and related science. And technology parks are characterized by providing a suitable and appropriate environment for startups and innovators to develop, experiment, and commercialize their technological ideas and products.
tigsataba horumar la taaban karo maantaan ku tallaabsanee tibaax lagu daydayo tusaale dunida tahay waxaad ku tigsataba horumar la taaban karo maantaan ku tallaabsanee tibaax lagu daydayo tusaale dunida tahay tagada hadafkaaga iyo tagaaga lagu dhergo tigalin baad mudan tahay tagada hadafkaaga iyo tagaaga lagu dhergo tigalin baad mudan tahay
Let's now listen to the co-founder of Wingo Africa.
Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, President of the Republic of Djibouti. Honourable Ministers, distinguished representatives from the Government of Djibouti, ambassadors, esteemed guests, partners, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and a very, very warm welcome to the inauguration of the TO7 Technology Park here in Djibouti today. Just under 3 years ago, many of you present in the audience, we unveiled a vision for the bold addition to Djibouti's digital infrastructure. Today, with great pride, we celebrate the inauguration and the realization of that dream, brought to you by our partner, TO7, and ourselves, the Wingo Group. The Technology Park will play a role in putting Djibouti at the center of the digital transformation taking place both in Djibouti and in the region. At the heart of this initiative lie three critical components that will redefine and enhance Djibouti's role on the global digital map. There is the Tier 3 carrier-neutral data center. This is a first for Djibouti and a cutting-edge, globally recognized facility ensuring robust, secure, scalable digital infrastructure. As a Tier 3 data center, it guarantees world-class uptime and reliability. It means that basically it never goes down. This empowers businesses, governments, and other organizations and gives them the tool on which to build many aspects of their business and even all of us as citizens in our social and private lives. The second element is the carrier-neutral cable landing station brought to you by TO7. This is strategically located just behind where we're standing today and is a new form of landing station. This is independent of the carrier. This is what the world is looking for today when we talk to cable systems. They want it to be independent. This landing station enhances Djibouti's geographical advantage and allows us to be at the nexus of international traffic in the generations ahead. And lastly, the third element, where we're standing today, is the Innovation Center. This is where magic of creativity will meet technology. The Innovation Center will be a hub for nurturing local talent, fostering entrepreneurship, and encouraging collaboration between academia, industry, and government, and of course the private sector. It is here that the next generation of tech leaders, innovators will emerge and transform their ideas into, we hope, impactful solutions for a sustainable technological future for all of us.
That was the executive director of the Wingo Africa Group, and now let's listen to the co-founder of the Wingo Africa Group.
I'm going to focus only on what really data center means to the Republic of Djibouti. But I will start by saying that in 2013, we launched here the Djibouti Data Center in partnership with Djibouti Telecom, which has been a huge success. And this is the big evolution that has come after this initial 10-year period. That could only have happened with the help of the government, presidency, and of course Djibouti Telecom at the time who assisted us. As we now proceed through this journey and have built this Tier 3 facility which is at the world standard that you can get in terms of data centers. What does it actually mean for everybody? Well, firstly, what it means is that when you pick up your phone and you want to look at YouTube, it'll work really fast. That's the first thing. Everything works far better, far more efficiently when the content is just behind us, instead of it being in London or UAE or any of the other regions. We have brought the data here. The biggest evolution of this is the cable landing station by TO7. This means that now the new generation of cables, such as the Google cable that we mentioned before, is landing here, together with other new cables that will come. This new generation changes the way the whole infrastructure and ecosystem works. An ecosystem means everything in synergy, just like Djibouti is really synergy through its location. By bringing the data here, by building this facility, enlarging what we already started, we are really making this area a hub. Only a few weeks ago, we announced the launch of the new Internet Exchange by AMS-IX here, which replaced the Djibouti Internet Exchange. This will be one of the largest Internet exchanges in the entire continent. Already, the Djibouti Internet Exchange, previous to the AMS-IX, was in the top 10 traffic carrying exchanges in Africa. This is quite a feat for this small place, which is so important and has developed so much. So without going into too much detail, the data center is at the heart of data, and data is at the heart of the new world. And that's basically the most important thing that we can say today.
In a statement to the press following the inauguration ceremony, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, underlined how, through this project, our country is reinforcing the work of its modernization and its openness to the world. The infrastructures integrated today are likely to attract major international investments to Djibouti, he said, expressing his wish for our society's definitive access to sustainable development. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, paid tribute to the memory of the late Mohammed Ali Shakir, the former director of Djibouti State Protocol, who passed away on Monday. The late Mohammed Ali Shakir undoubtedly left his mark on the history of our public administration, said President Guelleh. In particular, he served with devotion and loyalty the first president of our country and father of the Djiboutian nation, the late Hassan Goulet Abtidon, of whom he was uninterruptedly his director of protocol before occupying the same function after my election to the Supreme Magistrate of our country, recalled President Ismail Omar Guelleh. Demanding and rigorous, he was nevertheless far from heartless. He continued, praising the late former public officials' aptitude for friendship and loyalty. May God welcome him into his eternal paradise, implored the President, expressing his sadness condolence to the family and close friends of the late. The head of a large family, the late Mohammed Ali Shakir was a well-known and much-loved figure among Djiboutians. Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. The Prime Minister, Mr. Abdulqadir Kamil Mohammed, received this morning a Chinese delegation headed by the President of the GX Foundation, accompanied by the Chinese ambassador to Djibouti. During the meeting, the President of the GX Foundation presented the Foundation's initiatives in the field of public health in several developing countries. The Prime Minister praised the efforts of the cataract treatment programs that have already benefited 240 Djiboutians. In addition, the Foundation plans to conduct 3,000 operations in all regions of the country. The People's Palace on Monday hosted the opening ceremony of the 8th edition of the Somali Intellectual Forum under the theme of Conflict Prevention and Regional Integration, which will run from 25th to 27th. The opening ceremony took place under the chairmanship of the Minister of Islamic Affairs and Endowments, Mr. Mumin Hassan Bere, Minister of Foreign Affairs in the Federal Republic of Somalia, Mr. Ahmed Maalim Fiqi, Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Heritage Institute, Abdul Karim Hassan Jama, with the participation of senior officials, intellectuals, scholars, and university professors who came from the regions where Somalis live in the countries of the region, as well as the diaspora. The forum seeks to mobilize intellectual, political, and cultural resources to shape a better future, highlighting in particular issues of critical importance for the region. Discussions will draw on strong legal frameworks such as the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, while exploring solutions that fit local realities. The forum also aims to analyze trade as a lever for regional integration, inspired by models from other continents, notably special economic zones in Asia or emerging African trade corridors. Participants will address how to revitalize trade exchange and create bridges between countries. This year's conference focuses on developing mechanisms to combat conflicts and promote regional integration in the Horn of Africa that have an impact on society in the region, especially in the Somali society. The forum is also a platform to discuss ways to promote a culture of peace and peaceful coexistence by Somali researchers, intellectuals, and writers, as well as analyze fundamental issues in the region and seek lasting solutions to them. During his speech at the 8th IDEA Forum, Heritage Institute Chairman Abdulkarim Hassan Jama delivered a moving speech centered to the dramatic realities of our times. He described the world that is going through a period characterized by wars and atrocities on an unprecedented scale, calling for collective awareness. In his speech, the executive director of the Heritage Institute reviewed the objectives that the forum seeks to achieve while praising our country's efforts to organize this major event. He thanked the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, who welcomed the idea of hosting this forum that aims to enable Somalis and countries in the Horn of Africa region to exchange ideas and reflect on the major challenges of our time. In his speech, the Somali Foreign Minister emphasized the need to turn the forum into a springboard for regional stability and prosperity and concluded that the forum will shape the future of the Horn of Africa. The Ministry of Islamic Affairs and Endowments welcomed the delegations participating in the 8th Forum of Somali Intellectual Heritage Institute. An important conference on the Palestinian issue and developments in the Middle East was held this morning at the Institute of Diplomatic Studies in Djibouti. The conference, which was attended by senior officials from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Djibouti as well as prominent military and civilian figures, was co-chaired by the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation of Djibouti, Mr. Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, and the Ambassador of the State of Palestine to Djibouti, Mr. Rawid Adel Abu Amsha. The conference focused on discussing developments on the Palestinian territories, particularly in the Gaza Strip, which has been suffering from the ongoing Israeli aggression since October of last year. In this context, the conference reviewed the existence of the destruction caused by the aggression, which resulted in tens of thousands of dead and wounded civilians, as well as the destruction of infrastructures and service facilities, which are among the main pillars of life for the people of Gaza. Participants in the conference emphasized the importance of intensifying international and Arab efforts to pressure the international community to stop the aggression and achieve justice for the Palestinian people. The conference emphasized the need to strengthen Arab, Islamic, and international solidarity in support of the Palestinian cause, the need to intensify diplomatic actions to provide protection for the Palestinian people, and to work towards finding peaceful solutions that guarantee the rights of Palestinians to an independent state with journalism as its capital. Today, 25th of January, on Finance, Public Economy and Planning Committee held a meeting at the Parliament's committee room to discuss the draft law number 128 for the year 2024, issued by the 9th Legislature, related to the ratification of the final regulations of the state's general budget for the fiscal year 2023. The government was represented by the Minister of Budget, Mr. Isman Ibrahim Roble, accompanied by senior staff of the Ministry of Budget. Following fruitful discussions, members of the Finance, Public Economy and Planning Committee approved the draft law and referred it to the next plenary session of the National Assembly for unanimous approval. The second part of the meeting devoted to the examination of Bill number 126/N/24/9th of Legislature, bearing adoption of the National Gender Policy under the chairmanship of the Honorable Kamil Humad. The Commission of Social Development and Environmental Protection examined draft number 126, adopting the national gender policy. The meeting, which brought together members of parliament, was attended by Madam Muna Usman Adan, Minister of Women and the Family, accompanied by her close collaborators. At the end of the discussion, the bill received a favorable opinion from the Commission member and will be forwarded for examination and adoption at the next public session of the National Assembly. Lieutenant General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, Chief of the Staff of the Armed Forces, received in his office at the officers Basuma Hassan Hotel the new military attaché of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Djibouti, Colonel Fahad bin Abdullah Al Harbi. During this meeting, the two sides discussed the prospects of military cooperation between the two countries and means of enhancing bilateral relations to serve common interests. Colonel Al Harbi expressed his deep thanks for the warm welcome and praised the strong relations between the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Djibouti, stressing his country's keenness to enhance the strategic partnership in the military field between the two countries. For his part, Lieutenant General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim wished Colonel Al-Harbi success in his new duties, expressing his expectations that the relations between the Djiboutian Armed Forces and the Royal Saudi Forces will witness further development and prosperity. The General Directorate of Indirect Customs organized today at the Sheraton Hotel a strategic workshop dedicated to the adoption of the unified system in cooperation with the European Union of the World Customs Organization. This event is fruit of cooperation of the WCO experts and is an important step in enhancing the technical and operational capabilities of national customs. The harmonized system is an essential international tool for the classification of goods in global trade. Its adoption and optimization aims to simplify trade exchange and ensure transparency in customs declarations. The workshop, which brought together Acting General Director of Customs, Mr. Abubakar Burhan Hamid, and General Secretary of the Ministry of Budget, senior customs officials, and international experts, focused on assessing and adopting local standards to the international framework. According to the organizers, this initiative will contribute to improving customs performance and promoting a competitive and attractive trade environment. This workshop coincides with a series of reforms initiated by the General Directorate of Customs, which aims to modernize custom procedures, support the facilitation of exchange, and ensure effective oversight. As part of the international synthesis to resolve the Sudanese crisis, the country's administrative capital received 5 international envoys to meet the Sudanese parties and pre-launch the peace and national reconciliation process. Consultations and discussions with the head of the Sovereignty Council, Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, and senior state officials focused on issues relating to the humanitarian conditions, facilitating the delivery of humanitarian aid, opportunities to achieve peace and end the war, and other crucial issues. Israeli forces launched a first attack on Saturday night on the center of Beirut, killing at least 20 people as rescuers continue to search the rubble for survivors. More than 66 others were injured in the attack. The southern Lebanon city of Tyre was hit by several Israeli attacks on Saturday, killing at least 8 people, including 2 fishermen killed by an Israeli drone. These casualties are in addition to those who died in the attack on the center of Beirut. The Lebanese news agency reported that rescue teams recovered body parts from the rubble after the attack on the city of Tyre, where 3 others were injured in the attack that targeted a building near the electricity company. By this, our blood viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us, and make sure to tune in later for more as usual. Have a wonderful evening and take care.